So, I saw on Jesse the Reader's channel the other day that he did a finally fall tag, and it looked like a lot of fun. It's finally October. It's an unusually cold day in Texas today, and I have fall candles lit that makes my room smell amazing right now. So, I think this will be fun. So, let's get started. In fall, the air is crisp and clean. Name a book with a vivid setting. For this, I want to go with Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. I really enjoyed this book. I've never been to Scotland, but I've been to Ireland, and I imagine that they're somewhat similar in like landscape. I don't know, it's just something about the way she describes everything that I can see it all perfectly in my mind, and I feel like I've been to Scotland and I've been to all these places, but I just really enjoy the description of the landscape and everything. It makes me want to go to Scotland. Nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. And for this one, I wanted to go with Sarah Dessen's Dreamland. And it doesn't really deal with loss or grief, but it does deal with abusive relationships and how easily it is to fall in one and how hard it is to get out of one. I read this when I was in high school, and it just stuck with me. The way it's written, it's just so tragically beautiful that you can't stop reading it. 3. Fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. I've read a couple nonfiction books in the past couple of years. Just recently I've gotten into them. I prefer audiobooks because I like listening to them tell their story. But a year or two ago, I read Winning Balance by Shawn Johnson. I have always been obsessed with gymnastics. When I was little, 5 or 6, I wanted so badly to be an ice skater, an Olympic ice skater. But I live in Texas, and in Texas we don't really have a lot of ice skating rinks, so that was not plausible. And then I went to gymnastics, and I did gymnastics when I was younger, and I loved it, but it wasn't something that I was Olympic level or anything. But I've still always loved it, and I loved Shawn Johnson. When she went to the Olympics, I remember watching it all, and I just loved her. And then, reading about it and reading how, dedicated you really have to be to this sport and, how hard she worked and all these trials and tribulations that happen. It's just all these stuff that Olympians have to go through. And also for gymnasts, their careers end so quickly. If you're an Olympic gymnast, you might get to go to a second or third Olympic, but usually it's one and done. She talks about her getting to the Olympics, and she even talks about what it was like afterwards, coming back down from that high. So it was really good, and it was a really good look into what life as an Olympic gymnast would have been like I could have gotten there. 4. In order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you would like to be a part of. And for this one, I'm going to go with the Mortal Instruments crew from The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. Honestly, if they were real people, I think I'd get along amazingly with Simon, Jace, and Alec, just because my sarcastic, dry humor would, hit right with them. And I don't know, I just feel like they would be a good time. And, I don't know, I could just see good times, and, aside from demons and things trying to kill me, I think it'd be an amazing time. I think they're hilarious, and it would, like I said, great times all around. Colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall-colored spines. I hope you can see them. So here is my little fall collection. We've got some nice reds and yellows and oranges and nice chocolate brown. I don't know why. Fall makes me think of chocolate brown. What else? Fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. So the first book that came to mind was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and part of that was because both Jesse and I believe the original creator of this tag said it, and I agreed with it, but I wanted to add another book that talked about a story within a story. So my book for this one is going to be Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. Afterworlds tells two stories. It tells the story of a girl who is publishing her very first book, and while she's dealing with having to go through publishing as well as writing a sequel, you get to also read her pretty much her first book as you go through. There are definitely some ups and downs to this book. I don't know why, but I almost preferred the book she wrote rather than what was happening in her life. But, I mean, it was a good read. It was a nice Scott Westerfeld book. 7. The nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read. Alright, and for this one, I am going to go with The Bones of Paris by Lori R. King. This is a mystery adult fiction set in Paris during the 1929, and you look at a detective's point of view of this like big mystery of this like gruesome theater that's like taking over Paris's social life. And this theater, like, they put on plays that are quote unquote fake, but from the way it's described, they could very much be real. And some weird things have been going on, and Harris is the main character's name. He is trying to figure all this out, and you get his point of view as well as unknown sources that could be the killer. It could be just some random person who sees something. I mean, it's good. It does keep you guessing, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was a great read, and if you are interested in mysteries and that kind of stuff, I would pick this one up. The days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that would warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. So for this one, I wanted to go with a graphic novel because they're usually short and they're fun to read. And one I personally love, and Scott Pilgrim. I almost said the movie title. Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Lies by Brian Lee O'Malley. First off, I love Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. It is one of my top favorite movies, and I just love how funny it is. And the movie did not stray from its source material. I will tell you that. Love it. The book is just as hilarious and just as fun, if not more. And so I have really enjoyed going through this series. Easy to read, and the graphics are beautiful. Beautiful. So I would definitely give this one a pick if you need picked up on a rainy day or something. Fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you'd like to return to soon. And for this one, I am going to go with The Luck by Anna Goverson. This book is set at the turn of the century in the 1900s, and it talks about the New York social elite and the things that they have to go through to get what they want. Basically, it's looking back on it now, I can see that it's similar to Gossip Girl in the fact that it's New York elite and they kind of like do what they want. But I still love it, and I would still love to read it again. And similar to Gossip Girl, it focuses on a couple of special families as well as some outsiders trying to find their way in. And it is a 4-book series, and I want to read it again, not only for the nostalgia that it was one of the first books that got me back into reading during high school, but also that it reminds me of a time I shared with my mom of reading it together. So 10. Fall is perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. My favorite fall accessory especially when I am trying to read, is a nice cozy blanket. It's just technically a scarf. But I like being cuddled up in a blanket or my comforter or something reading. I enjoy it. It's nice. Have a nice candle lit, and I could spend all day like that, honestly. But yeah, a nice cozy blanket is the perfect fall accessory for me. 11 is to tag someone, and I tag anyone who is watching this and would like to share what your fall tag books would be. If you have any fall recommendations for me, you can always leave those in the comments, and I'd be happy to check them out. I'm always looking for new books to read. So that was my finally fall book tag. If you would like to, you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel or follow me on any of my social media. They're all in the link. So until I see you next time, bye.